my wrestling, in my doubts, in my failures, you won't walk out. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. In the silence, you won't let go. In the questions, your truth will hold. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea.
We used to be, when we was little, we used to build a lot of clubhouses and a lot of go-karts and stuff like that. I used to go in and use all Dad's nice new nails. And so when the time Dad had to do construction or do work around the house, he had to find up bent old nails and he had to straighten them out because I used all of his good ones.
I won't fear what tomorrow brings. With each morning I'll rise and sing my God.
I don't know if you've ever been to the lemur exhibit, but they have a big no touching the lemurs. If you do the animal encounter, they hand you like some craisins and the lemurs can take them out of your hands, but you can't touch them. And so as soon as we get to the gate, this lady's telling us, hey, can Grandpa get out of his wheelchair? And we tell him no, Grandpa's got to have the wheelchair. She says we can go ahead and go through, but then reminds us not to touch the lemurs or anything like that. We don't even get the wheelchair through the gate, and the lemurs have already started flocking Grandpa in his wheelchair. There's lemurs crawling up on his lap. There's lemurs like hanging on the sides of the wheels. There's lemurs going underneath it and checking it out. These lemurs, they are fascinated with Grandpa and his wheelchair. And as soon as they start crawling up onto Grandpa's lap, the first thing he does, he reaches down and he starts laughing and petting them lemurs, and the lady's freaking out. She's taking all them little craisins that she normally uses for the animal encounters, and she's throwing them all over away from Grandpa, trying to get those lemurs to leave.
Grandpa was in his 80s. I had just brought Travis back home with me to Kansas for the first time, and everybody was over at the house. Grandpa was at the table playing checkers, and of course he was knocking us all off one by one, and so he asked Travis if he wanted to play, and Travis was like, yeah, sure, I'm gonna beat Gramps, I'm not worried about this. And everybody else is like because we all knew he was going down.
Build your kingdom here, let the darkness fear. Show your mighty hand, heal our streets and land.
I remember Grandpa being on that big blue couch, and it was after dinner, late at night. We were all sitting around talking, and Grandpa decided to tell a joke. Once he started to tell a joke, maybe he got 2 words in and started to crack up laughing. And everybody was rolling, tears coming out of our eyes, cheeks, in pain. Everybody. Nobody was laughing at his joke. We were all laughing at Grandpa. So he gets, I don't know, maybe a couple more words in, and he's laying over the back of the couch, also snorting, tears coming out of his eyes. Couldn't get the joke out.
We are your church, and we need your power in us. Let's go! We seek your kingdom first. We hunger and we thirst. Refuse to waste our lives, for you're our joy and prize. To see the captive hearts released.
When I was 6 or 7 years old, I was spending some quality time with my grandpa there at his house on High Street. And back then he had a motorcycle and he asked me if I wanted to go ride on it. And so he plopped me on the back of that motorcycle with him and he drove me around the neighborhood a few times. And as a child, I remember it being very exciting and terrifying at the same time.
I remember going over to Grandpa and Grandma's house over with Adam, and the one thing he was always saying every time we looked in the refrigerator it said who made the pie? Was that Grandma or Grandpa? Because Grandpa always thought he could cook and he can't cook.
'Cause you made us for much more than this. Awake the kingdom seed in us. Fill us with the strength and love of Christ.
Grandpa had a love for bananas.
Wherever he was at, if there was a banana anywhere in sight, he would go after it.
At Quinn's second birthday party, we did a Minion-themed birthday. And as soon as Grandpa comes in, he goes, "Can I have a banana?" Sooner or later, I notice there's just a banana peel holding up the balloons. And Grandpa's over there eating a banana, being a banana thief.
Banana thief. Bill was a banana thief.
Love you, Grandpa.
Thank you for all the wonderful memories, Grandpa. We love you.
Miss you, Grandpa.
We love you, Grandpa Starr.